Strap yourselves in, viewers, because it's time for a TripleJump history lesson. Many millennia ago, before video games existed, gigantic reptiles known as dinosaurs walked the Earth. These mighty predators were at the top of the food chain, and an overabundance of historical footage exists showing these creatures terrorizing and preying on early man. Of course, some dinosaurs befriended humans, some served as mounts, and some even adopted our culture, but for the most part, dinosaurs ruled the Earth and mankind with a scaled fist. That is, until they were made extinct by aliens or whatever. Fear not though, because the spirit of the monstrous lizard lives on to this day in video game form. And we've dipped our ladles into the digital primordial soup to bring out some of the finest dinosaur-themed games for you to cast your learned paleontological eye over. Honourable mention goes to that dinosaur game that pops up on Chrome when you don't have a good connection. That's a pretty good one. It's not in this list though. So, I'm world-renowned dinosaur expert Peter from TripleJump, and here are 10 dinosaur video games that are totally rawsome. Number 10. Ark Survival Evolved, PC, PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. Let's get one of the obvious ones out of the way first, shall we? Studio Wildcard! Oh no, that's the name of the studio. Studio Wildcard's wildly popular Ark Survival Evolved has appropriately gone through many evolutions since its early access release in 2015, and quickly developed a mighty and dedicated fanbase. In the game, which saw full release in 2017, players must survive on a world known as the Ark, collecting food and resources, building weapons and shelter, and fending off the unwanted attention of scaly predators. Players who successfully work with the game's systems will end up as some kind of dinosaur lord, living in a mighty fortress and riding tamed beasts into battle, wielding high-tech weapons. Those who aren't so great at survival games, though, will probably end up running around in their pants and poking turtles with spears a lot until their untimely death. But it takes all sorts, doesn't it? Unfortunately for dino purists, as Ark Survival Evolved has been updated and expanded upon over the years, the developers have seen fit to include creatures derived from myth, and have even thrown giant robots into the mix. Robot dinosaurs? How ridiculous. Don't worry, we definitely won't be including such a preposterous concept anywhere else in this list. I simply will not allow it. I simply will not allow it. Sorry, Freudian slip there. Number 9. Turok 2 Seeds of Evil, PC and N64. Though not put on as high of a pedestal as many of the more famous reasons to own an N64, the Turok series, developed by the appropriately scaly-sounding Iguana Entertainment, still had plenty of devoted fans. Releasing for the Nintendo 64 in 1998, with a less well-received PC port coming a year later, Turok 2 Seeds of Evil expanded on its predecessor in new and interesting ways, and arguably still stands as the pinnacle of a series that quickly started to falter. Turok 2 Seeds of Evil tells the story of Joshua Fireseed, who's tasked with stopping the release of an entity called the Primordial, who has been imprisoned in a vessel called the Light Ship. Mr. Fireseed must defeat the Primordial's minions, who are trying to thwart him throughout the mysterious and timeless location known as the Lost Land. This Lost Land is crawling with dinosaurs, although to be fair, Turok 2 does feature a lot of other enemies too, like dinosaur-like humanoids and giant spiders. That said though, the dinosaur theme is still strong with this one, and you even get to ride a gun-mounted Styracosaurus, which is distinct from the more well-known Triceratops because of the fan of spikes on its crest. Yeah, that's right, we know our dino species here at TripleJump. Number 8. Jurassic Park, SNES. A few years after the Triassic period, there was a time known as the 16-bit period, or the fourth console generation, if you will. The release of the hit movie Jurassic Park coincided with this console generation, and the two major players, the Mega Drive and the SNES, both had a tie-in game. While both titles have their fans, we here at TripleJump believe that Jurassic Park on the SNES was the most impressive, as it received the better scores from reviewers at the time and achieved some pretty impressive feats considering the hardware. There weren't many games with first-person sections on the SNES, but Jurassic Park was one of them. The game puts players in the Triceratops poop-stained shoes of Dr. Alan Grant and uses a top-down perspective for exterior exploration, shifting to first-person for atmospheric interior sections. The player's job is to guide this far more violent version of the movie's protagonist as he collects dinosaur eggs, reactivates park systems, and mercilessly blasts anything with scales. However, due to its lack of clarity regarding its objectives, not to mention its lack of saving mechanics or even a password system, Jurassic Park did prove to be a tough nut to crack for younger SNES owners. It's for clever girls only, this one. Number 7. Paleo Pines, PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, and Xbox One. Right, that's enough dangerous dinosaurs for a moment, because we are all no doubt aware that those giant prehistoric lizards could definitely have their cuddly sides. Paleo Pines might be a bit simplistic for the hardcore velociraptor tamers out there, but for the younger dinosaur wrangler looking for a cozy dino experience, it will almost certainly do the trick. It's the same old story for these sorts of games. A player-created protagonist inherits a ranch that's in a state of disrepair and must build it back up to its former glory, planting and selling crops and helping out the local townspeople. It's reminiscent of a 3D Stardew Valley or a My Time at Portia, but instead of things like pickaxes and horses, Paleo Pines players employ dinosaurs to do all the hard work. A successful ranch owner will be riding their dinosaur friends through the picturesque storybook landscapes while taming additional beasts of burden to help out on the farm, and the dinosaur taming aspect, as well as introducing a cute flute-based dinosaur beckoning mechanic, provides some fun dino collecting gameplay too. With its adorable and cozy take on prehistoric ranch simulation, Paleo Pines is sure to appeal to the budding paleontologists out there. Or not, as the case may be, given that that's the study of fossils, and these dinosaurs are very much alive. Number 6. Parkasaurus, PC and Switch. Do you have room in your heart for a few more brightly coloured cutesy dinosaurs? Don't worry if that last game was a bit too saccharine for you, I can assure you that these fetching fellows can still get a little bit bitey. Parkasaurus is a dinosaur park builder in the vein of the Zoo Tycoon Dinosaur Digs expansion that provides a chilled park building experience with a brightly coloured, almost garish visual style that is filled with personality. Players can tackle a campaign or head into sandbox mode and will be engaging in dino park managing activities such as discovering and acquiring new dinosaur species, hiring staff, and placing buildings and exhibits to rake in the tourist money. Dinosaur exhibits are fully customizable, with players able to get creative with layouts while still meeting the dinosaur's needs. Even the most careful dinosaur park manager can expect to deal with the odd breakout, though. Unsettled dinosaur inmates are likely to break out from their exhibits, and neon-coloured carnage is sure to ensue. And if none of this is enough to convince you to give Parkasaurus a try, then I would just like to draw your attention to the fact that you can give the dinosaurs fun hats. Brilliant. Look, this one has a cone of shame. Oh, poor thing. No wonder he's so angry. Number 5. Oakwood, PC. Alright, that's enough of all that cute and colourful nonsense. Our next game is an indie title that really wants you to know just how Lex and Tim Murphy felt in that kitchen scene in Jurassic Park. It's safe to say the dinosaurs met in Oakwood do not want to help you on your ranch and have very little interest in hats. No, these guys are only out for blood. In this indie survival horror experience, players take on the role of a young lady named Madison who arrived late to a camping meetup at Oakwood Campground, only to find the meetup spot trashed and her friends missing. Genre-savvy onlookers might now be expecting axe murderers or crazed hillbillies to be stalking the woods, but Oakwood developers, the two-person team known as Breaking Dimensions, opted for something a bit more primal. The game uses some of the fictional dinosaur physiology popularized by Jurassic Park to terrifying effect, with a venom-spitting Dilophosaurus and a T-Rex that can't see you if you don't move, and players can expect to get caught out repeatedly by the stalking human-sized raptors, thus being forced to continually listen to disturbing meat-chomping noises as the screen fades to black. Oh boy, what a way to go. Number 4. Horizon Zero Dawn, PS4. What's that? You thought I was being sincere earlier about not including robot dinosaurs on our list? Come now, you should really know better. These robot dinos are basically the same as real dinosaurs, or at least real dinosaurs depicted in other sci-fi stories anyway. Only the resident humans hunt these ones for parts instead of meat. Sony's blockbuster action-adventure Horizon Zero Dawn is set in a distant future where society as we know it has long since fallen, and gigantic robotic approximations of prehistoric creatures rule the land. Tribal humans live among them, and one such human, Robo-Dino Hunter Aloy, must discover the secrets behind these mighty metal behemoths. These machines, which were created by powerful and ancient artificial intelligences, include such striking specimens as the T-Rex-like Thunderjaw, who is most certainly not to be trifled with, and the speedy Watchers that resemble smaller theropod dinosaurs. The sequel, Horizon Forbidden West, uses the PS5's power to bring even more metallic monstrosities to life, including the Triceratops-esque Plowhorn, who likes a bit of a sing-song, you know, just like the ceratopsids of old. There are also robot mammoths and saber-toothed tigers and things, but those aren't robot dinosaurs, so we're not including them here. We're certainly not showing them on screen. What do you mean the editor showed them on screen while I was talking about them just now? Number 3. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs Arcade. Released alongside a short-lived animated TV show, Capcom's Cadillacs and Dinosaurs is a beat-em-up set in a retro-future sci-fi world absolutely packed to the brim with Cadillacs and dinosaurs, unsurprisingly, although sadly there's no evidence of the latter driving the former. That would be really cool. In this game's wacky world, where humans and dinosaurs sometimes live in peace, a criminal gang known as the Black Marketeers have been hunting our scaly friends and turning them back into the ferocious predators of yore. It's the job of up to 3 players to pick their intrepid hero and solve this problem the only way they know how: punching it, and occasionally driving into it. Later on in the game, mad scientists and dinosaur-human mutants start to appear, with the final boss being the rather unsettling mutated form of Dr. Fessenden, the evil mastermind behind all the dinosaur violence. But hey, just to placate all the dinosaur sympathizers out there, don't worry about the poor, innocent dinosaurs the Black Marketeers have driven to violence, as once you beat them up a bit, they'll regain their natural, calm coloring and go on about their business with only a few bruises to show for it. Aw, and who said arcade games about cars and dinosaurs couldn't be wholesome? Number 2. Jurassic World Evolution 2. PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series. We have already looked today at a Jurassic Park game and a game about building dinosaur theme parks, but if you're going to build a dinosaur theme park, you might as well build the dinosaur theme park, and that's where Jurassic World Evolution 2 comes in. It's kind of like the previously discussed Parkosaurus, but of course the dinosaurs here look more like they do in the most famous dinosaur film of all, The Land Before Time. In the game, players are in charge of their very own prehistoric theme park and must construct exhibits, keep guests happy, see to the needs of the various critters on display, and deal with the odd disastrous occurrence that seems to come part and parcel with these things. While players will spend most of their time with Jurassic World Evolution 2 looking down on proceedings like the disembodied spirit of John Hammond, the game does offer the opportunity to get amongst the action if you prefer the personal touch. Jurassic World Evolution 2 made plenty of improvements over its predecessor, adding variety in its locations and many quality of life tweaks, and is the park builder with the most resplendent looking dinosaurs to date. As long as you can put up with a Chris Pratt-esque one-liners from time to time, you'll probably enjoy this one. And number 1, The Isle PC. Survival in prehistoric times was hard, or so we're told anyway. Luckily, everyone at TripleJump was either born in the time of ready meals and central heating, or in my case, when rationing was still a thing. Afterthought LLC's game, The Isle, gives players the opportunity to see what it would be like to be born as a dinosaur in dino times, and unsurprisingly enough, it's absolutely brutal. The Isle, which is still in open beta at the time of recording, is a survival game where you play as one of many prehistoric critters. The game very purposefully offers no tutorial, merely dumping your dino avatar into the world and letting you learn through experience. This lack of handholding and waypoint laying is intended to create an environment where players do what they instinctively can to survive, with the game offering no assistance or specifically correct ways to play. It's tough and you will die, but if the idea of exploring open plains and dense forests as a dinosaur has been eating away at you since you used to read those dinosaur books as a kid, then the Isle will let you live out your prehistoric dreams, if you're tough enough. I'm probably not, to be honest. The only aisle filled with prehistoric beasts that I want to be on is the supermarket aisle, where I buy my turkey dinosaurs.